Citations everyone, and welcome to the video. So it's a brand new year, all the holidays are over, and a fresh new start to the weight loss journey. So if you're new to this channel or just new to my content in general, I would like to point out that I am not new to this whole weight loss game. I have been doing this for a few years, so I thought for this first episode, I'm going to show people how to get started. So we're going to go to my computer right now, and I'm going to show you the info that you need to know. We're going to start off by filling out this primal information. This is what helped me start out my weight loss journey because it's going to indicate how many calories you should be having a day. So what we have here is age, height, starting weight, goal weight, and why. Since I'm following the US, I am going to be going by pounds, and with height, I'm going to be going with feet and inches. But for some people, they go by centimeters and kilograms and all that. So I am going to have some information on the side for that. So we're going to start off by filling out the age here. I am 28 years old. My height is 5 feet 8 inches. My starting weight is 157 pounds. My goal weight is 135 pounds. And the reason I'm asking why is because the motive is going to be your catharsis to push you further into your training. So for an example, I used to be bullied. I used to be fat shamed all the time. Used to be considered weak. So that's going to be one reason I want to use that as, to push myself further to show that I'm not a weakling and people just stop picking up on me because I'm not a fat person anymore. And other reasons, be the best version of myself. And this one's going to be really cheesy, but I want to feel like the main character in life. Or, the last survivor of a horror movie who defeats the serial killer. That's kind of how I'm seeing when it comes to getting into my fitness journey. I want to be that strong person who can be the protagonist of the life. So now moving on to the MyFitnessPal information, or calorie tracker app information. It's going to ask you how many pounds you want to lose a week. In which this case, the highest you can go is 2 pounds to be in the healthy range. So I would put 2 pounds. And I did not put this, but it is going to ask you how active your lifestyle is. For me, I just put active. I wouldn't put very active, otherwise I wouldn't be here right now. And I would just stay active. And what MyFitnessPal would tell me is that I would have to burn or eat 1,450 calories a day. But what I do is only eat 1,000 to 1,200 calories a day. The reason for that is because I'm going to be having 3 refeed days on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So what my schedule is looking like right now is Monday through Thursday, I'm on that 1,000 to 1,200 calorie a day deficit. While on my refeed days, it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I can eat however many calories I want, not to be mistaken with eating whatever I want. I do have restrictions. I don't eat fast food. I don't eat anything that's like really high in sugar and all that. Don't eat stuff like Ben & Jerry's. I don't eat Twinkies and all that. I do focus on what I'm eating because it is important as to what I do eat. So instead of eating Cheetos, I'm eating Peetos. And instead of eating Ben & Jerry's, I'm eating Yasso or Halo Tops. So you just gotta find better alternatives when it comes to having your refeed days. And also, most of the time, I'm not eating out at all. I'm just learning how to cook for myself. So it is highly recommended that when you do these refeed days, that you would learn how to cook for yourself. Because I've learned how to cook many recipes over the last few years. I've learned how to make lo mein, fried rice, ramen. I mean, you get the gist. That's the information that I just wanted to give out. So now we're going to go ahead and get into the meat of the video. Alright, so I'm going to show you the very first program I ever used when I got into my fitness journey. This is set up by Minus the Gym. It's a push-pull squat hinge. And I'm going to leave a link in the description below for his video because I think he'll better explain it than I will. But you can modify it to however you want because I am going to set it down to 5 levels. If you're stronger with push-ups, then do that certain level push-up. If you're weaker at this certain level of squats, go ahead and work with that because I know some people have bad knees. So trying to modify it to where it's safe to do these certain exercises for people with bad knees. So we're going to go ahead and get to it right now. Alright, so since this is circuit training, we're working with rounds instead of sets. So you're going to be doing all 4 exercises in a row with 10 reps of each exercise. But for the sake of the video though, I'm only going to be doing 5 reps. And once you're done with all rounds, make sure to go on a 2-minute cooldown, meaning you're walking around, letting your heart rate go down. Just make sure not to sit down until the cooldown is over. Level 1. Starting off with the pull exercise, this is bent leg bodyweight rows. I would recommend this for bigger people because it will be less resistance in the body. It definitely helped me out when increasing my reps for the straight leg version. Next, I'm bringing over the bench to do half squats, in which you squat until your thighs are almost parallel to the ground. I was parallel without the bench, so I'd recommend using the bench to help with the stopping point. Now we got a pushing exercise, in this case wall push-ups. Try practicing not to flare your elbows out and keeping your body straight. It will be harder, but it will make you stronger with the push-ups in the long run. And final level 1 exercise is a hinge. You're going to be doing lying tucks, in which you lie on the ground and bring your knees up to your chest. Not too difficult, right? I mean, anyone can do this.
Level 2.
Next level pull exercise is a straight leg bodyweight rows. Clearly tougher because the legs will create more resistance, but this will help build up to at least the chin-ups the more you practice these and engage your back. Now moving on to full squats, so now you're squatting below the parallel point. If you're a big person, then try taking it slow. And if you still have knee problems, then try investing in some knee braces and see how that works. For the push exercise, we now have incline push-ups. You can easily do these anywhere, couch, stairs, tables, you name it. Again, like I said, practice not flaring those elbows out and keeping the body straight. Final level 2 exercise being the hinge, lying leg raises. Same as last, try bringing those legs up into your chest. You don't have to raise your butt up like I did here, but it does help engage the abdominal muscles more.
Level 3.
We now have assisted pull-ups. Of course, you'll need a resistance band to do this. The thicker the band, the easier the exercise will be. If you tire out, then be sure to rest for 10 to 15 seconds and get back to it. Just as long as you're getting the 10 reps, then you're golden. Now moving on to explosive squats, which are basically just full squats, but you explode in a jump when you get back up. Up next, we now have standard push-ups. If you struggle to keep up with 10 reps, then move back to the previous level pushing exercise to complete the remainder of the reps, or use a resistance band to pull you back up. Finally, hanging knee raises. You can either hang from a bar, which is more difficult, or on a dip station, which I'll show in level 3 because my pull-up bar is too low. Just raise those knees and keep your core tight.
Level 4.
Now for the real deal, pull-ups. If you're having trouble doing these, try negative pull-ups, where you start from the top of the bar and slowly lower yourself down. I'll make a tutorial video in the future because pull-ups are not an easy exercise for beginners. Moving on to weighted squats. So this is pretty self-explanatory. You're doing full squats but with added weight. You can either do it with weighted vests or you can hold 2 dumbbells over your shoulders. Now for archer push-ups, you're alternating from one arm to the other, so I think that would make this a unilateral exercise, meaning that you have to do both sides for it to count as 1 rep. Finally, hanging leg raises. Raise those legs up while keeping your core tight. This exercise will be a whole lot easier if you practice your flexibility and do stretches.
Level 5.
If you don't have access to a pull-up bar, try tucked front lever pull-ups. These are about as challenging as normal pull-ups. Basically, tuck your knees into your chest, roll into some sort of ball, and pull yourself up as high as you can. Now for pistol squats. It's a unilateral exercise, so you're squatting both sides to count as 1 rep. These are pretty challenging, but they are effective for your legs. Wouldn't recommend these for the big people though. If you're having trouble doing these, then try holding onto something on the side for assistance such as a wall or a counter. Next, weighted push-ups. So these will definitely build some pump on your chest the heavier your weighted vest is, and it will help make your push-ups more explosive. And last exercise originally was going to be toes to bar, but the pull-up bar isn't high enough to keep my legs straight, so instead try hanging windshield wipers. It's a challenging unilateral exercise, so if you can't do it yet, try doing them on the ground first.
Alright, so I'm at the GE Trials right now in Rome, Georgia. It's Friday, which means refeed day, so I'm very excited to eat an excessive amount of calories. But before I do that, I typically have to get in my 10,000 steps. So I'm gonna do some runs, walks, jogs, all that good cardio, so let's go ahead and get to work. Hey, there we go. So since I'm here, I'm gonna go ahead and mess with the nunchucks. So yeah, you thought I was gonna talk about the jump rope, huh? Right now I'm gonna get groceries and then it'll be time for the refeed meals. These are bomb. Here's where I weigh before the refeed weekend. I did drop 1.2 pounds, which makes sense because I only went out to get my steps twice this week. Typically I would get around 1.8 to 2 pounds, but didn't really put too much work in cardio. Here's how my physique is looking. Before you ask, all those spots around my body are keloids. I got them from a fall 18 years ago. But yeah, I still have a ways to go before I reach my desired physique. Going to be working on a balance between keeping my strength level and also decreasing body fat. So here's the refeed meal I always start with. It's a crab noodle soup dish that I always crave for every week after a caloric deficit. And speaking of the caloric deficit, here are the meals that I had throughout my deficit days. I try to keep an update on these in every episode.
Blow it, boy, blow it!
No.
Check it out, it's the old power rack from the farm. Man, I miss this thing. Alright, sad fun fact about me. Back when I was training at the farm, I could not bench 45-pound plates. That was back when I looked way more ripped than I do now, so that goes to show that having that certain physique does not equate to having the strength. But I want to have both, so hopefully I can get that by the end of this weight loss journey. Oh, and by the way, I can't pick this up. Even with two hands, I can't pick it up. Alright, so I hope y'all enjoyed this episode of the weight loss journey. It was a little bit shorter than I'd hope. I'm trying to aim for about 20 to 30 minutes an episode, so hopefully I can make the next one longer. In the next one, I'm gonna try to modify my old diet, in which this case, I ate stuff like, Madonna's quarter pounder, Spam with fried rice. I mean, all of this is possible to modify, and I'll show you in the next episode if I get around to that, because I'm not gonna be able to have my car tomorrow, so that's why I'm in the car right now to get my groceries at the moment. So, we'll see how it all pans out. Alright, I'll see you on the next video. Stay awesome, kitty sabers.